Hi guys, this is the last instructional video you'll be seeing for social studies for this year. There are a couple of things I want to talk to you about. The first is the work for the rest of the school year, and the second is an extra credit opportunity. So the work for the rest of the school year is going to be a week and a half's work. It's going to be due the 17th of June, and you'll receive the instructions for that work on the 8th. That's Monday. You should be watching this today on the 8th. The work is in two parts. First, you have to read Chapter 10, Lesson 3, and answer just a couple, 2 or 3 quick questions on that, like we've done in the past with other sections for the textbook. And then the second part of the work, the other part of the work for the week and a half, is to do a little mini project. So for that mini project, your job is to first notice that each of the 4 chapters we've covered for Washington State history is broken up into 3 different lessons. So that's 12 lessons total in chapters 4, 5, 6, and 10. Your job is to pick any 2 of those lessons, and for each of those lessons, you must write or somehow communicate roughly 4 to 6 sentences of your thoughts on what you learned from the past, from history in Washington State, that can be applied to the future. So what did you learn about the past that educated you about what to do now and moving forward? So to be clear, that's 2 separate paragraphs if you're writing this, or 2 separate short videos if you're recording this, or a model with 2 separate explanations, or a dance with 2 separate explanations, whatever you want to do, or cartoon, 2 different cartoons for each lesson, 1 for each lesson. But I want to be clear that I'm expecting an explanation for 1 lesson and a second separate explanation for a second lesson. So however you go about doing that, whether it's written or in video or whatever creative opportunity you want to do, awesome, but be sure that you do separate explanations for each of the 2 lessons. If you are interested in being politically active, there is an extra credit opportunity for you. This is usually an assignment that I give for partway through trimester 3. It's actually my version of the mandatory writing assignment that is part of social studies each year. It was jettisoned because of COVID-19, so things are a little different, and you would normally be receiving this work, but you are not because of the pandemic. So it's an extra credit opportunity instead. I'll be tweaking the instructions so it's not quite as daunting as it normally is, but the project itself for extra credit, again, due the 17th, is to write to a local representative or official about something that you care about, that's part of our society or contemporary politics. In the past, I've had students write about everything from urban and suburban housing developments to, students have written about every topic under the sun. Housing developments, environmentalism, recycling, women's rights, minority rights, Black Lives Matter. It runs the gamut. Pick something that you care about and write to an official about it. I'll be attaching, for those of you who are interested in doing this, a link to the instructions that I would use to write a letter, a formal letter to an official, or an email. Either will work. Having said that, it's pretty much all I got for this week. So to recap, this week's work has 2 parts. You have questions on Chapter 10, Lesson 3, and you have a mini project to do with 2 of the lessons we have covered so far in Trimester 3 on Washington State history. Remember, you need 2 separate explanations for whatever you do as part of that project. And lastly, there's the extra credit opportunity to be politically engaged and politically active as a citizen. For those of you who are wondering, I will be doing my own extra credit. In fact, I'm partway through it. I'm writing to local police chiefs and to local state senators about the current protests. All right, that's all I got. Bye, guys.